Let's get busy.
Live from the Shooting from the Lip studio in Louisville, Kentucky, it's time for Lip Service with your hosts Kevin Hale and Russ Hinkle.
What is up? Kevin Hale up in this house tonight, Monday night, August the 8th, Shooting from the Lip, episode 177. It is Lip Service. Russ, what's up, player?
Oh, just another Monday fun day in the Louisville.
Everything's kind of back to normal for you now, right? Because you're back to work.
Somewhat back to normal. I'm back to work. I'm still rehabilitating the old knee, but as normal as it can be.
Can be. Cool. We've got a full show tonight. I want to get some first takes from you. 3 guests tonight. We've got a blogger here in the Louisville area. We got a songwriter, country music songwriter, and we have a country music couple out of Nashville that reached out to me not too long ago about getting on the show because they got wind of the show and they think it's a cool show. And, you know, people who think it's a cool show kind of get to march up towards the front of the line. Social media, you can find us on iTunes and YouTube. Subscribe to us there. Twitter at The Shooting Lip. My Twitter at Kevin Hale 423. Russ at Reality Russ. You can like us, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Shooting from the Lip. Live tonight via Blog Talk Radio. Are you a fan of the Olympics? You've been watching that? It's kind of like the big worldly event.
I've kind of just caught some highlights and previews in the news. I haven't really, on Facebook stuff, haven't really tuned in. I don't keep cable, so I have. If it's not on Amazon Prime or Hulu or Netflix, then I usually don't get to see it. So it keeps the time wasting to a minimum.
I have cable and all this stuff. I have watched zero. The Olympics do nothing for me. From what I've heard, you know, the fact that Rio, that they landed the Olympics with their little shithole adventure there, the water is bad. It's like a disaster. But obviously, to me, this is proof where somehow, some way, they bought the Olympics and it was probably done, you know, not ethically, but, you know, that's reminders of what this world is.
The biggest crazy part of it is that, I mean, from the reports that I've seen, the Olympics is going to cost Brazil in infrastructure and everything like that. It's going to cost them something like $20 billion, and they'd be lucky if all the tourism and everything that's coming in for the Olympics total adds up to be somewhere between $5 and $6 billion. So they're already operating, you know, of course, this is one, you know, major news source that I heard this from. You know, I don't know why they have any reason to fabricate anything, but they're already operating at, you know, a $15 billion loss to get the Olympics. I mean, I just don't, you know, when they got people, I mean, Brazil's got some of the biggest impoverished areas around a city that ever was. I mean, they got, you know, issues that they can't even, the rivers or wherever they're doing the big time swimming stuff, the decathlons and long swimming things is like so polluted that tell people to keep their mouths closed. I mean, it's like
exactly.
The Ohio River is you know, as dirty as that can be, is a absolute paradise compared to
vacation.
We're going to be swimming, and it's just, I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Now, could, you know, Rio be looking long term? Because think about it, Russ, 18 years from now, there's going to be a lot of potential teenage Olympians from all of the Olympians who go over there and spread their seed.
Oh, well, yeah, whatever. I don't know. People in the Olympics, they probably got like strict regimens where they can't excrete any, have no sexual intercourse for months before, just so they can be as virile and strong and as driven as they can be. So I don't know.
I think we've established on our show, Russ, that we have a liberal view for the most part. We're very open-minded to the realities of the world and what per se makes sense, science over religion. So this one might sting some of our conservative fans once I get your opinion on this. The Zika virus transmitted through the mosquitoes. There is the big deal in Florida where now, they're warning mothers not to get pregnant. Senator Marco Rubio adamantly says that he opposes abortions for women infected with Zika. Obviously, due to his conservative beliefs, he feels like, and actually there's a quote, I'm paraphrasing here, but if a child is without arms, legs, liver, the child still deserves to take a breath. What's your take on how, in this case, when it's science tells you, science and the CDC, Center for Disease Control, tell these people, don't, these are the precautions, these are the probabilities. And then you got somebody like Rubio pushing his beliefs. What's your take, real quick?
Well, we got a whole subculture and subsection of people who trust how they feel over science and logic and reason. They trust how they feel about things. I could give a fuck how people feel about things, and I think it's stupid to put any type of feeling or emotion into things that are going to truly affect people. Yeah, I mean, he's an idiot. There's no question about it. He's an idiot. Hopefully the laws that are in place, abortion's legal in all 50 states. The conservatives have, it's been somewhat of a conservative or a Bible Belt winter or summer, because they've, in several states, they've tried to limit access and come up with stupid laws saying that, you have to do this or you have to do that to try to, do an end around and basically make it harder for people to gain access to do things that they're having a struggle and, their own issues dealing with in the first place. And these people, think they're appeasing some imaginary bearded guy in the sky. They're gonna look better in his eyes to do some stupid shit like this. And it's just ridiculous. I mean, I think this election right here, with any luck, will be the last ditch effort. It's the last ditch effort of the just, and I'm saying this as somebody who is absolutely a Second Amendment, champion. I own guns. I have some very conservative. I was in the college Republican, and so I have some very conservative viewpoints when it comes to personal rights. And I mean, in all honesty, if you take the batshit crazy Christians out of the mix, a true conservative would be all about a woman's right to choose, because it's all about individual freedom. It's all about the government taking their hands off of regulating shit. So that's a good point. There was some famous Republican, I forget who it was. I saw an article on it that said he was quoted as saying the Republican Party is doomed because the right-wing evangelicals will not compromise, will not stick to conservative principles, and only want to forward their own agenda, and they are taking over the party. Well, we've seen that. The only thing you can say good about Donald Trump from my lights is that he's not that the even crazier one, Ted Cruz, which like I said, I've gained some respect for Ted Cruz for giving Trump the finger at the Republican National Convention and not endorsing him. But I mean, Trump is better than Cruz because Cruz is a batshit crazy, speak in tongues, thinks that Jesus is coming back, sometime in the next 2 months. Crazy person, and his dad's even crazier than him. So I mean, it at least it's not Ted Cruz. I think that's one thing that I'll get on people who are have so much hatred of Donald Trump, which it's a lot of justification there. But at the very least, he's not Ted Cruz. And the good news is Trump is a bullshit artist, and he's bullshitting the Christians along with everyone else. He doesn't give a shit about what the Christians want. He's probably never, read more than 2 or 3 verses of the Bible just so he could pretend like he has. So there's that for some solace. But yeah, it's just the era of all this conservative batshit nonsense is coming to a close. The only thing I'm afraid of is that because they're so crazy about other things, that, the good conservative ideas like, preserving the Second Amendment, like, smaller government, like more fiscal responsibility, some of these things are going to get lost because the wingnuts and the crazy people wanted to talk about gay marriage and fucking abortion instead of things that are going to make the economy better, make our children's lives better, and all this other stuff. They wanted to talk about fictitious sky fairies and how they feel about stuff rather than the real issues and the real things that could help people and advance our culture and advance our society.
I did warn our conservative listeners that this moment with you was probably going to sting, and I think that was the case. But let's move on, Russ. If there is such thing as per se a Bible for the Louisville area, I would think it might be bellaoflouisville.com. With that said, our first guest tonight is Bella Portaro Kueber, blogger, and she runs the blog site bellaoflouisville.com. What is up, Bella? Did you know what you were getting into?
Hey.
She messaged me.
No, we can't do
she
politics.
messaged me. She's like,
I'm not prep for that.
Well, welcome to
more
the show.
Sunshiny things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Russ,
I'm really appreciative.
Absolutely. Give us the quick 411 with you.
With me, I live in Louisville. I'm a freelance writer turned blogger. I went into marketing while I was in college. It paid the bills more so than writing ever could, and it kind of just stuck. So I started my own company in 2009 called Bella Vita Media. And with that, I've been able to work for national and local brands in Louisville and just kind of go from there. I don't know how I've gotten into the groove of anything other than I've had really fantastic mentors and friends. And Louisville's a really great city, I think, for anybody to grow into, whether you're a woman or a man. Everybody is extremely welcoming, and they champion you on. And it's the most fantastic thing I think I've ever seen.
You're in California right now, correct? Is this business
right now
for you?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. No, I'm like, yes, I'm in Louisville. No, I do live in Louisville. My kids have their last trip for the summer. Like, they go on a lot of trips, but they don't. We just brought them here as our little last vacation with them while Isaac, our oldest, is getting ready to start his senior year of high school. So that is where I am. I'm in San Francisco right now. Yes, I know. Looking at me, you're like, hang on, did you birth a 17-year-old 2 years ago? No, I did not.
Now she's bragging, Russ.
Yeah, no, he's all 3 of my children come from his previous marriage, but they're honestly the most fantastic thing that's ever happened in my life.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, tell us, what is bellaoflouisville.com?
Bella of Louisville started as a beauty blog, and I didn't want to write about things that make you beautiful just because you purchase them from Sephora or because this makeup artist says so or XYZ. I really wanted to express how beautiful Louisville is for every different venue, the people that are there, the things that happen, the historical value, the romance that I think that is Louisville. I think I did a really good job starting off doing that, and then I kind of started blogging about life, and it's more transitioned into a lifestyle blog, even though I don't feel like I don't know if I can ever go push myself into a space of a fashion blogger where I'm selling things online or anything like that. And I'm a huge appreciation for the people that can. I'm just not in that space currently. So it's more of lifestyle or things that are going on in Louisville, or honestly, I blog about whatever I'm going through or things I'm seeking that I know other women my age are, whether it's, how do we find this balance that we all create because we want to be this quote unquote girl boss all the time and have the perfect home and the husband and the kids and then have all this stuff and then still be successful in our own right. It's kind of, we set up unrealistic expectations for ourselves, and I think that the only way to calm it back down is to talk about it and feel like it's okay that you don't have to be this superwoman all day, every day, because we don't put up these false things. And I don't ever want to put a false image of myself out that isn't representational of what I'm going through. So everything that's on the site is pretty live. I try to schedule some of my content if I know it's going to be like, I don't know, National Ice Cream Day or something like that. But otherwise, it's just whatever I'm going through at that time. I think today I posted about finding simplicity because I am really striving to find it. As the kids are getting older, I have them biweekly, so I can't be like, oh, they're with me all the time. But they are every other week. I just want to find this space where I can slow down. I'm sure you all can agree. I know, Kevin, you're a father to a daughter, correct?
Several children, grandchildren as
Several
well.
children.
Yeah.
Really?
Russ.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Russ, here's a good question for Russ. What's your take on a girl boss?
Oh, no.
The girl boss?
Russ is the controversial of the two of us, but he makes for a good soundbite. Yeah.
I'm all about a girl boss. The only thing I require is three things: logic, reason, and accountability. If people can be logical, reasonable, and accountable, then I will. I've had to lead and be right so much in my life that I'm tired of it. I don't even get any pleasure out of being right anymore. That's how right I've had to be in most of my endeavors, most of my relationships. So it is like at the ripe old age of 42, it is like now I get excited when I'm wrong. When I'm wrong, and like especially if Mallory, my better half, is right, I'm like, I rejoice. I'm like, oh, great. She's right. Thank God.
Yeah.
Wait, whoa,
no,
Russ. Hold on, Russ. Thank who? Who'd you thank? Coming from our.
That's being facetious. So,
yeah, I know. Now, Bella, you're on your website. You do have tabs that promote. It looks like health, wellness. What would be a natural high for you?
Walking through Cherokee Park. It was probably the most natural high that I experience almost on a daily basis whenever I can get outside. It's been kind of crazy hot lately, as everybody knows. I think just the visuals of seeing the park as it was planned and then just walking through and seeing other people out and living in the sunshine coming through the trees. I know it makes me sound like a complete freak, but I love every part of it.
Have they redid Hogan's Fountain? I know there was a big project to do a refurbish on the Hogan's Fountain area. Has that been done?
No, I don't believe so. I was just up there. I haven't seen anything about it lately. I'm like, if so, then suddenly I need to know about this so I can blog. But no, I do not know about that part.
There was like a chair. They had a couple of charity events, and I don't think it's not a makeover or anything. They were just trying to restore it. There were some things falling. It was getting a little dated and old, and they had to restore it. That's when you said that, it made me have a visceral memory to when I was a kid, and my parents took me up to the Hogan's Fountain area where the splash pool was, the basketball court, the big
Isn't it great?
gazebo. Yeah, I love that area. And then we would go down to what we call Big Rock area, and we would jump. Of course, nobody. I don't know if people swim there now, but we swam like crazy, jumping off the rock and all that stuff.
I've never seen anybody swim over there, but it's beautiful enough to. So it's beautiful. I just haven't been down there.
Back in the day, it's down from the Big Rock. It's called Big Rock, down from the park. If you go kind of down from Hogan's Fountain to the one-way, wind down and I think you take a left, and there's another little park area. You go down the creek a little ways, and there was a big rock that had a little deep area, and everybody would swim. But I think now with the germaphobes and the overprotective parents and all that stuff, I doubt. I probably wouldn't let my 5-year-old jump in, so I'm guilty of it as well.
I don't let we don't let the kids run loose in the park too much these days, but no, I think that it's great for the kids to get out and experience it as well.
Yeah. A lot of different times, but it brought back memories. I like Cherokee Park a lot, and I have a lot of fond memories from the whole park.
Bella, I was looking at your website. It's absolutely
wonderful. I was actually out there for connecting things in Louisville. They had asked me, Josh Johnson, the Kentucky gent, had asked me to be one of the speakers that kind of helped him to connect in Louisville. He is a huge fashion blogger and really representational of Louisville and Kentucky. It was a really nice way for him to, I guess, say thanks for ever helping him even kind of start off what he's become. But no, I had chose to do mine at Cherokee Park because I thought that it was the most representational thing of whatever I would go to speak to other people about connecting with the city, because so many different levels of it. And sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off with that, Kevin. I know you were trying to transition topics.
No, you're fine. Good stuff. What would you say are some of the local sites that don't get enough attention that you would recommend for? Well, I'll play along with the couples thing, though I'm single. A date night or a romantic night. Where's the go-to place for here in the city?
I think that there's so many different things. It kind of I never want to blog about price point or things like that, but I do think that would be almost a topic for other bloggers to post about, whether, if it's a first date and if you're a college kid or whatever and you're just going on, you could go to actually Cherokee Park if you just want to hang out and see people. Lately, I think that, I don't know if it's all the Pokemon Go stuff, but there's been so many music things going on right by Hogan's Fountain, or you can go downtown and go down to Waterfront Park, or those are obviously free things that you can do, and you can do them with, and I say, to go on a date with or to go out with your friends. A blog that I follow the most closely would be Eat Love Louisville. I would go to that site probably to direct anywhere that I wanted to go for a date. It's a local woman named Allison Myers that has that blog, and she posts at least 2 or 3 times a day, and it's always somewhere new to go, whether it's from sweets to savory and it's all over price points. So it's really great. Those would probably be where I would start, and just go with whatever you're comfortable with. I mean, Louisville, I feel like, is booming right now in every different aspect. There's a new restaurant opening every other day. So it's fantastic.
How hard is it to make any kind of a living from a blog? Let's say somebody at the top of their blog game in a city like Louisville. How hard is it to turn that into a way to sustain a living?
I think that would depend upon the blogger and what they were blogging about. I don't generate much of an income for my blog. It's more of a writing release for me. I believe that I actually know a couple of bloggers that have been able to make that their only job, but they also, you have to be a very strong marketer. You have to be great with your content and know what topics to post about and know who to connect with, and it's not even like that you have to know people. It's just actually getting out into the community and meeting the people that you want to represent who you are. So you connect with them and blog about whatever they are doing in the city. And it's truly you have to cheerlead for each other, or else it's just not going to work.
Can you stay authentic at that level if you get to that level? And
good point. Good
absolutely.
question.
No, okay.
No, I think so. And I see what you're saying, because you're like, how do you not become a sellout by just doing whatever anybody else is doing? There's so many different ways. If you don't feel comfortable with somebody, then don't blog about them. That's just where it has to come down to your judgment call. And also, don't take jobs that you don't want to post about. If it's okay, so I'll go back to Eat Love Louisville. She does not post about alcohol or anything like that, and it's just a personal preference, and it's just because she just doesn't want to. That's how you stay authentic. You just don't do what you don't want to, and that's how you have to do it. And people are going to either love what you're doing or hate it, or they're going to do both. And it's really, at the end of the day, you just have to be okay with whatever you're putting out. Then you know that you're staying authentic to yourself. And if you feel like you're not, then that's when you know you need to change.
Yeah, it seems to me too, though, it's like when you one that you're doing restaurants, or you're doing a bar scene, or you're doing things of this nature, that the way to generate the income is through ad sales or promotions or marketing or things of this nature. So it's hard, it would be a fine line between giving a review and critiquing a place and telling about the finer points and maybe some of the not so fine points, and trying to market at the same time. I guess that would be a little.
Oh, for sure. I think it's really hard to go into a restaurant and blog about a review. And I know that's going to sound weird, but I've worked in the service industry. I put myself through college, waiting tables. And I don't know if you can go in and just judge a restaurant one time just on your one experience with that one server and that one cook that was making your meal. And I think it has to be over a couple of different visits, which that makes it very hard for a restaurant to do a review ever. I think that restaurant reviews are a little tricky, I think.
Yeah.
Bella, this is a little fun segment that we do with our guests. It's called Round of Shots, where I'm going to throw 6 questions at you. They're kind of a quick Q&A thing.
Okay. Okay.
No, it's yes.
Let's do it.
No, yeah, that's what I was going to say real quick. I mean, what we're doing, Russ, is audio blogging, right? Bella?
Yeah,
I mean, this
absolutely.
is so we have to every week, and this is a good example. Digress a little bit, then go back to the rounded shot thing. But when I find guests to come on the show, it is for our Monday night show. Our Monday night show is any and everything. We'll talk politics, religion. We got Bella on tonight with good stuff. We do like to promote local people, but a lot of these things, Russ, are the subjects, Bella, is that they just find their way on my Facebook news feed, and somehow, some way, I saw you on there and saw something you posted or something, and I thought that's a cool thing. Here we are, but yeah, that's kind of where Bella likes to type it all up. Russ, you and I, we have to speak it. We have to say it. You have to say it, Russ.
Yeah, I want to get into it. I'd like to get into a blog and get a website and kind of try to brand it. But the only thing that's holding me back is a passion. I want to find something that I can be, because I feel like with the driving force behind anything like a blog, and like you with your show here, you're passionate about it. I can tell that Bella's passionate about what she's doing. I just got to find where my passion is going to direct me.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't quite put my finger on that yet, other than, like being 40 years old and having a 5-year-old about to start kindergarten and, job and trying to fix up a house and all these other things are kind of, make it hard to really focus.
But all of that is truly like an opportunity of like everything that you just said is something you could blog about. Other people are going through exactly what you are. And I think that that's something that, like, you don't ever want to generalize your life to be like, oh, yes, this is exactly happening to somebody else right now, right at this very second. They know exactly what I'm going through. But, I think whenever if you were going to talk about your son going into kindergarten or child going into kindergarten and you being 40 and you're fixing up your house, and then you can talk about the highs and the lows of that and everything else in between. I think that staying authentic to yourself and then also blogging about things that are happening to you, that's where you find your sweet spot. Once I started actually posting about what I was going through in every aspect of my life, I feel like I started getting the most respect as a writer.
Good point. And Russ, you are a colorful speaker. So if you can just be patient enough to type those words as you're talking, because you do talk, I'm sure you talk way faster than you could type. All right.
I just need you to blow up, Kevin, so I can just be the.
That's it. That's the plan.
If we wingman.
Yeah, if we could blow up with this podcast and not have to worry about the day life and only worry about 10 o'clock on a weeknight, then we'd have it made. So, all right, Bella.
Oh, for sure. I think that there's different opportunities. I wish I could put more into my blog. That's where I guess I drive myself crazy as a marketer and a blogger myself, because I know I could be doing a lot more than I am doing. But it's life. You kind of got to just move at your own pace and not sweat it too much.
Well said. All right, round of shots right now.
Let's do it.
Bella, if someone grabbed your iPod or music media, what would be the
I love that you just
song?
said this right now, because I'm standing on the street. I'm going to sidetrack you for 5 seconds. I'm standing in the capital of where they grab your cell phone and run, and I'm like on the street holding my phone with both my hands, like looking like a savage.
so yeah,
this is definitely not why I'm on it right now.
I think there's a new capital. It's called Rio de Janeiro.
Right? Yeah. So okay, all right. Flashback to what you're saying now. So what is on my phone musically?
Current song. Like if someone looked at your iPod or phone and whatever song would be playing at this moment, what would that song be?
It would probably be right on my, today I was listening to my Relax set that I created on my phone, and the first song in that is Something in the Way She Moves by James Taylor.
Gotcha. First concert you ever attended?
Ooh, New Kids on the Block. Sorry.
Sorry. Give me a lyrical line. Russ, I haven't heard you sing in a while. Give me a lyrical line from New Kids on the Block.
You know what? I'm going to mess up, and it's going to be like,
What?
Hanging tough.
Oh, I don't even know if I could do it. That's amazing. No, an even better one is, so like when I was, I think, 12, my mom took me to Farm Aid, and I saw Willie Nelson. So I was like, that was a good one, right?
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. There you go.
Yeah, I instantly built my credit right back up. You're like, okay, it's fine.
There you go. Yeah, your street cred went back up.
Yeah.
What was the last picture you took with your phone? And be honest, if this was a hubby moment.
The selfie that, no. Actually, I take that back. So I took a selfie and I posted on my Snapchat right before I called in. But then as I was waiting to talk to you all and listening about politics, I was staring at this screen and it had something about Girl Boss Convention. And I was like, oh, yeah, what is that? And I just took a picture and posted that. So that's what it was.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is a Bella pet peeve?
Ooh. A Bella pet peeve. If someone doesn't say either bless you or gesundheit when you sneeze.
Or salute. Don't forget that.
Oh, I've never heard anybody say that to me about a sneeze yet.
Well, that's how you say it in Spanish, and Spanish is like the second largest language in the United States. So
it is.
Yeah, so if you ever hear somebody say salute,
my small little slice of the world, I did not know that. I'm sorry.
There you go. Now you know.
San Diego, for sure.
Now I know. I know. Now I'm informed.
Yeah, now you know. Favorite phone app?
My favorite phone app is probably Bedazzle, or no, it's not Bedazzle. Is it Bedazzled? It's like Candy Crush, but you don't get stuck on these crazy levels. You just, you can filter up like your level in 5 seconds, and you're like, great, I'm a genius at this game, rather than getting stuck at something that a 5-year-old could beat you at. So, yes, that's where I go.
What's that one you like, Kevin? What is it? Winder or Grinder? I can never remember. What's the one you like?
All right, Bella. Last question. If you had access to a time machine and can go anywhere in the past, living or dinosaurs, whatever, anywhere, where would you go?
I would probably go back to, I guess, right before I was born, late 1970s, and go to my grandfather's restaurant that he owned, and just sit there and actually have a beverage with him, an adult beverage, because I never got to do that with him. So I would probably just have a glass of wine. He was an old Italian man, extremely wonderful and kind, and actually he did give us wine when we were little, but it was just at dinner mixed with Sprite, and that's what your old Italian grandfather is supposed to do. But no, I never was able to sit with him as an adult, actually understanding anything that I think life is, and actually hear what he has to say about it now. So
that's cool.
Kind of lame,
Very cool.
but that's where I would go.
No, family.
No, I think that's probably one of the best answers we've had, honestly.
Well,
nice.
Family should always come first. So that's respect.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Share with us before we let you go all your social media. Where can we find the one and only Bella Kueber? Portaro Kueber.
You can find me on, I guess I should really start switching my name all the way on social and everything. On Twitter, it's at Bella Portaro, and on Instagram, it's at Bella of Louisville, and on Facebook, it's Bella of Louisville as well. I am on Snapchat, and I believe it's still Bella Portaro. It's just kind of hard to give that up. I'm like, what if there's another Bella Portaro, and then she snags it, and I don't know who this girl is. So I might just be hanging on to that one forever.
Oh, there you go. All right, yeah. Bella, very cool to meet you.
Thanks, guys, so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. It was so fun.
Good stuff. Thanks. Have a good night.
Absolutely.
Be safe there, and take care.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
All right.
You too. Thank you.
All right. No worries. Bye.
Bella Portaro Kueber, blogger. She does the bellaoflouisville.com blogging. Good stuff. I'm always inclined to let our local people, Russ, get plenty of airtime. And speaking of local people, one of my buddies, Terry Hall, a songwriter, is on the line with us. Terry, what's up, man?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good, Terry. Terry, what's been up with you lately?
The better question is, what hasn't been up?
All right.
I'm dabbling in a little bit of everything.
I know. Share. What's up with? Well, give us real quick for the listeners. You're a songwriter, but tell us how long you've been doing that. Then we'll go into what's new.
I've been doing songwriting now about 3.5 years. So starting to spread my wings a little more and get more comfortable in it. And it feels like I've been doing it a lot longer. About 3.5 years, been writing songs. I've had numerous cuts by local artists, and hopefully a cut or two from major artists here in the future. So
Is that something you're gonna? Well, let's talk before we get into the future. Tell us some of the artists you have worked with, and you've got a nice resume there.
Well, I've written with Dave and Whitney. I have 2 cuts on their debut EP out on iTunes currently. I've written with Shane Dawson, and I've got 5 or 6 cuts from him on his album. Olivia Hinken, I have a cut on her EP as a bonus track. I co-wrote Corey Sword's whole album. I've written with Emmy Bodner of Southern Sirens, Josh Goodlett, Blaze Streets, you name it. I've probably written with them or came in contact with them. So,
Let's jump right in. You've got a new project that's in the works. Love the shirt design, the logo. Tell us about that.
On Thurby, the Thursday before Derby, I was down at 4th Street at my buddy Dustin Lynch's concert, and we after the show we went back to the bus and we're all hanging out, and some bourbon got to flowing, and there was a local girl on the bus, and they asked her if she wanted any, and she said she had never had it, and it kind of blew my mind that an adult over 21 from Kentucky had never had bourbon. And so before I could even think, I was saying, what do you mean you've never had it? We're basically baptized in bourbon here in Kentucky. And as soon as I said it, like a light bulb went off in my head. And so I wrote it down on my phone. And a couple weeks after that, Shane and I were writing a song here in my house. And I kind of told him the idea. And before I could even finish it, he was like, we have to stop what we're doing and write that. So we wrote a song called Baptized in Bourbon. And it's one of my favorites I've ever written. It's so catchy. But creative mind that I have, I was sitting at my desk one day, and I really got to thinking, I'm shocked I hadn't heard that before, so I went and checked on it, and it was available to trademark. So we went and trademarked the phrase Baptized in Bourbon, and so now we own the rights to that.
That's awesome. I'm going to salute the blasphemy, too. I have to salute the blasphemy there.
Yeah. Now, Terry, all fairness, Russ, Terry's a good guy. I love Terry. Terry's he's faithful to his religious beliefs, his convictions. You know, Terry Russ, on the other hand, is on the opposite spectrum when it comes to the whole religious thing. Thus, the tongue-in-cheek with the baptized in bourbon. But it's all good. Yeah, you and Shane seem to, when you two get together, it's kind of magical because I'm a Shane Dawson fan. And I've been a Terry Hall fan since you and I have connected. Love the stuff that you all do together. Why is it you and Shane just have this thing, this connection? What's up with that?
You know, it's kind of hard to explain because if you know the two of us really well, he's 22. He's from Mount Washington. He's scruffy, rough around the edge kind of guy. And then you see me, and I'm 28 with a wife and kids, and I look like a tall, nerdy guy. But when we get together, man, I think his voice and the lyrics that kind of just flow out of me, and it just works. It's one of those things where I can't tell you what the recipe for it is, but even if I could, I wouldn't. So it works, man.
Yeah. It worked. Bottle it up. Russ, if Terry and Shane can connect and work projects so well, how is it that you and I can get together on a Monday night and kind of make our own little magic? What's your take, Russ?
I don't know. Boredom and technology.
Middle-aged and crazy.
We can, the technology allows us to sit on our asses in chairs in our house and have all kinds of information and be able to reach people. And then boredom keeps us from just sitting there and watching another rerun of Family Guy. So, you want to do something besides that. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, sure. But no, those, when people get together and make music and come up with lyrics and stuff like that, that's just, again, it goes back to the passion. People have they have a passion for doing something. They have a passion for creating things, and that's probably the answer.
And Terry, to his, the reality too, Terry, you have a day job. You work, you do the 40-hour work week at a local business here. How is it that because now you do have a daughter. You have, your family's expanding, but I'm watching, I stay connected with you, and it's like you're not missing a beat when it comes to, the music part of you. How are you keeping the flow of that going?
Well, it's difficult to say the least. I wish I just had a 40-hour job, but it's more of a 50 to 60 hour. And, just my mind never turns off. I'm always thinking, I'm always on the go. My wife tells me to sit down all the time when I'm at home, but if I sit down, I get bored and I feel like I'm wasting time. So it has slowed down some, but you got to be very organized and just persistent. I'm exhausted now. I worked a 12-hour day and came home and did some stuff for the Baptized in Bourbon because we're launching the website and all the social medias, and the big kickoff is at the fair this year. So I've been going nonstop, but I'm borderline perfectionist, and I have an empire to build, so I can't do it sitting down and sleeping.
Well, you talk Baptized in Bourbon. It's not just a song. You're turning this into a thing. You're putting some breath into this. Where do you see this? I mean, you've trademarked it. It's more than a song. What else is it really going to be?
So really, there's 3 divisions to it. The song is what kind of jump-started it. So Shane and I own the copyrights to the song. We have a song, and that's its own kind of baby. We have a merchandising side to it where we have we're printing up T-shirts and tank tops and ball caps, stickers. We even are going into the furniture route. We have a bourbon barrel coffee table that's just phenomenal that we're going to sell on our website. And then there's a third division. The third branch is the marketing branch where we're going to tap into the bourbon distilleries, and we're going to show them ways that they could use it in their marketing campaigns. And
wow.
With us owning it, they're either going to have to buy it from us or we'll get paid royalties forever from it. So we're keeping our business end wide open, and who knows, down the road we might even make our own bourbon. We have connections with a small mom and pop brand that could make that a reality too. So we're taking it for all that we can, and we have an LLC formed for Baptized in Bourbon. So we're on the ground and we're running.
Russ, this is Terry. Just my man Russ here is a bourbon connoisseur. He is a bourbon historian. Russ, I know just the fact that he says the word bourbon, your blood flows a little quicker, your heart races a little more.
It is a trigger. It is a trigger word. I baptize my tongue in bourbon quite frequently, and so matter of fact, we're sipping on a little Buffalo Trace store pick from Liquor Barn barrel. It was batch number 3. I think they do. The big thing now and across the United States is larger liquor stores and some smaller liquor stores. They go to the distilleries and do single barrel picks. So you get your regular Buffalo Trace or your regular Jim Beam or whatever. It just comes from a big blend of a bunch of barrels that they got from a bunch of different rick houses. But people like to go, even some bourbon societies. One of the clubs that I'm in is going to do a barrel pick at Wild Turkey. And they just go and they let you sample about 20 different barrels from like the sweet spot of a rick house, and you taste it and you get that one good single barrel because they're not all the same. I got like 17 open bottles of bourbon that are impossible to find in the city of Louisville or anywhere in the country right now in my closet. And each one of them has a very distinct, taste and a very distinct characteristic. But yeah, it's a big thing. There's a subculture of bourbon aficionados all across the country that trade and sell, and that we even do a little bit of bottle gambling here and there. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah, that's we went to Four Roses 2 weeks ago and had a VIP tour and got to sample some of those special blends that you were speaking of. And
yeah,
we're learning more and more every day about the industry, and it's a good one to be in.
Four Roses is amazing. Yeah, that stuff that they put out is nothing short of spectacular.
Terry, share with us all of your social media, everything you got going on so that people can connect with you. My
social media is Terry Hall Music. You can search it on Facebook. and there's T Hall Music on Twitter. And then Baptized in Bourbon, if you just search that in Facebook, that page will come up. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, and we'll have a website launching before the fair. That'll be baptizedinbourbon.net. So we're going to have everything out and running by fair, and Shane Dawson plays both Saturdays at the fair, and he'll have his merchandise, the brand new T-shirts with his logo on the back. So we'll have it all up and running, and my two partners outside of Shane and the company will have a booth that's available at as well. So get your merchandise, cool. Get baptized in it.
Get baptized. Russ, you stay. That's one time you will use the word baptized when it comes to bourbon.
But if I got suckered into the traditional baptism once. If I ever get baptized again, it better be bourbon.
All right, Terry, man, hanging with us. If you need anything, holler. We'll stay in touch because I want to stay on this ride with you with the baptized in bourbon thing. We'll have fun with it.
Absolutely, I appreciate it as always, guys.
Take care, my brother.
Thanks, Terry.
Baptized in bourbon, Russ. I would have thought, man, the fact that they're able to trademark that, no one had come up with that. That's kind of a neat little gig for them. Wow.
Yeah, it's a cool little brand new thing. I can tell you, why no one, probably came up with it before, because the type of people who would think of it are probably, like I said, it's some people, of the more evangelical traditional ilk would consider it to be might consider it to be controversial.
Continuing with the flow of this show, Russ, we're going to bring on a married couple, Jack Lawless, Rebecca Lawless, musicians. They are camping down in Nashville these days. I've got Jack and Rebecca on the line. Guys, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
How you doing?
Good, very good. Welcome to the show. Russ, another example where we connected on Facebook. We like talking music, and I thought they have a cool thing going on. The fact that they are a married couple doing the music thing together. They're living the music. They're making the music. Here they are to talk about the music.
How does that work, though, when you just had a knockdown, drag-out fight, and then one of you looks at the other one and says, you know what, we could write a song about that. Can you just turn it off right then and go into songwriting mode and be happy?
Oh, yeah, just got to put that smile on and jump up there.
Well, no. Do you have to put the smile on if it wants to reflect the true moment, or that emotional feeling? Shouldn't you all continue to frown and have that look at each other like, don't even think about smiling at me until we put the last word down?
Yeah, we actually haven't got in that situation yet. So.
Young Ty says
Yeah. Russ, we've just ignited a fire, so later tonight they're gonna have a spat, and we're gonna be partially. Oh, yeah. We should get writing credit for that, Russ. We took them in a direction.
Right. Well, it was kind of a rhetorical question, because I already knew the answer. It depends on who's more pissed. The more pissed person can be like, no, I'm not writing a song right now. You can just write it by yourself.
Well, she sings that one song. What's the name?
The cover tune?
No, yeah.
Oh, he's talking about at some of our shows we do some Sammy Wynette, and I do Stand By Your Man. Yeah, and he usually, after we sing that, he'll always say, yeah, and I always tell her to remember that song, and I'll say, yes, we sing it every day.
Yeah. I say next time, if I get in any trouble here, I'm going to remind you of that song. Stand By Your Man.
Well, we're not here to, divide you all. We're here to come together and have good vibes, spread some good karma. So that said, let's ladies first. Rebecca, share with us, what's the Rebecca bio?
The Rebecca Mae bio, actually. Rebecca Mae, the Mae is for my mom, who her name is Loretta Mae, so I thought I would just keep that going.
And
Gotcha.
I started singing about 16 or 7 when I was 16 or 17. And I'll just give you a brief real quick because I could tell you a really long story. But and then when I was about 19, a friend of the family heard me singing with my mom at a Bible study. And after the Bible study, she said, "Your daughter has a really great voice, and if you'd approve, I'd like to pay for her to have voice lessons." So when I was in my 20s, I did voice lessons with a professor at a college in New Hampshire where I lived, and then jumping forward, started to compete for some local karaoke contests, and then I went on to win the regional in North America when I came down to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and that was kind of where it all kind of started. That I think I can sing. Maybe I should start a band, and then it kind of just kind of progressed from there. And then in 2011 moved to Nashville so I could see if I could get a little more music going. So that's kind of how that went. Kind of a short version of my bio.
Jack, jump in.
Oh wow, my turn, huh?
Yes, sir.
I've been playing music. Been playing music all my life. My little brother, we were like, I think I was like 6 or 7. We started getting interested in music, and back then it was bluegrass, and so we were self-taught. We learned to play the guitar, the mandolin, and banjo. I had my first appearance in public, I think, when I was like, I was probably 8 years old, and just got hooked on the music. We just had the ear for it, and we put a band together, and I've been doing it ever since. So, but just chasing that music dream. A lot of chasing involved.
Yeah. Do you all, being a husband and wife duo, do you all both? I'm assuming you both sing in the band, or?
Yeah. Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay. Do you ever do any of the man-woman duets? I know that one of my favorite artists, actually, lives close down there to the Nashville area, John Prine, that did like a whole album of duets with, different women that he kind of tours with and stuff. Do you all do any kind of duet stuff like that?
Yeah, we do quite a bit. Our show is kind of geared around doing duets from the legends, I guess we'd say. So we do some Johnny Cash and June Carter and Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton. We do some stuff like that.
And George Jones and Tammy Wynette. So yeah.
Cool.
So,
yeah.
How many gigs are you all doing a month at this time?
Well, it's kind of hard sometimes to count. There was about a week and a half ago, I should say, we did 10 shows in 3 days. So it kind of goes like that. We'll have that many shows in 3 days, and then we'll have a few days off, and then we'll have a whole bunch more coming up, which is what starts again this next week. And we had this week was kind of quiet, which was kind of nice. But I don't know. I think we're doing probably anywhere from 15 to probably, well, on the 10 shows in 3 days, we might be up to 30 shows in a month. I don't know. It's kind of hard to keep track, actually. It's actually on our webpage, mainactentertainment.com, and there's a tour button there. And if you go to that, you can see all the places, the times and the dates and so forth and so on. So
a while back, probably a month or so ago, we went up the East Coast all the way up to New Hampshire. We left Nashville, and approximately every 200 or 300 miles, we would stop and do 2 to 3 shows. We hung out up in New Hampshire for about a week or so. Went up to Niagara Falls and did all kinds of music.
You guys are getting to travel outside of Nashville quite a bit. Oh, that's it, and that's and I don't know if I got this or not. Is music the job for you guys?
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we do music full time.
Cool.
I'm actually a secretary by trade for the most part for a lot of my life, but over the past about 11 months, we've been doing music full time.
Very nice.
I'm a painter. Whenever we got downtime or in between music, so I paint some houses here and there. And but yeah, we do a lot of music, a lot of traveling.
He doesn't have too much time to paint these days, which is just fine.
No, it's a good thing. Good thing.
It is a good thing.
Now, you guys sent me 3 songs that I'm going to add when I upload the show. I'm going to add those 3 songs, but I wanted to, and they're all originals. Share with us the story with those songs. First one, Everyday Thing. What's going on with that one?
Well, all 3 of these songs are originals, and they were actually written by Tom Payton, who was one of Nashville's biggest songwriters. He's had hits with Faith Hill and Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton and Tammy Wynette and George Strait and on and on. And he let us, actually the very first one that we recorded from him is called It's a Good Thing. And that was back in 2014. We recorded that one. And he let us record it, and after we got done that one, he said, "Wow, I love it. You can do anything of mine." And we were just like, "Okay, yay!" All right, because it was just so exciting to have somebody that has written for so many amazing artists to let us just keep on going if that's what we wanted to do, and so it's great. And actually, I know you wanted me to speak of Everyday Thing, and that one, and 2 of the Lucky Ones were released this year. And then It's a Good Thing got released in 2014. So the first 2 that I sent you, I don't know if I sent you It's a Good Thing, but
yeah, I did.
You did? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But Everyday Thing, it was kind of one of those catchy tunes that was still true, because the first few words are, we got married in a country chapel and drove away in a beat-up car. Well, that's pretty much what we do. So it was like, okay, well, yeah, sure, that fits us perfectly.
We wanted to try to, do, positive type songs. And all 3 of them are actually love songs, but yeah. We have, we recorded with Shane Hill, who is Sawyer Brown's lead guitarist, and he produced all of our tunes, and we recorded in his studio in Brentwood. And it's just, I don't know, we just feel we got some pretty good tunes happening there, and it's starting to get a little attention from it. So. Well,
it's nice too. I think the thing that we're enjoying too about them is, like Jack said, we're trying to do, the more positive songs, and it's just nice. It's nice to be able to sing positive love songs that actually have a nice message. And I'm not saying he cheated on me. Not, I know there's some really cool songs out there that are like that, but I'm really glad that we found some that are they fit what we're trying to do, I should say.
Here's, I'm curious, and I'm gonna have to go here with it. If one of you all came up with an idea of a song that had this message, like of some other person or describing something else, would you all look at each other like, where are those thoughts coming from?
I'm not sure if I'm grasping what.
I'll retract that question. My point is that if you guys are writing, basically, you're saying love songs, you're writing, probably your life or experiences. Now, if you threw an idea out there where one thought was like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound like me. That's where I'm going. And I'm trying to get the angry song written tonight. Russ, yeah. They're not biting, Russ. Usually we can throw the line out there and hook the fish, but Russ, they're not. Yeah, they're like they're on to us, Russ.
The fishing adventure isn't going so well.
we do sing some of those tear-jerking, cheating on me songs. We do sing a few of those type songs at our show, but for our music to do what we wanted to do, we decided to go with more positive.
Okay. Yeah, Kevin, you're dealing with a couple here that isn't their first rodeo. They make their living playing music in meat markets and bars, so they've had to go through a lot of things and put up a united front here. So there's certain zones they don't even go into.
Yeah.
And
Good call.
And as you guys are speaking and things, we're scowling back and forth at each other, mouthing, "Don't say that, don't say that." No, I'm kidding.
I know, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
We figured it'd be a good game plan because everybody else has done the lion cheating, tear-jerking songs. We thought, well, we'll try the other way and go with more positive.
There you go. Fair point. Well said. Russ, I don't know, Russ, could you talk about having a good a very favorable response to people who can do what they're get to do in life, what they really are passionate about. And
yeah,
it sounds like these guys are living the dream, right?
Yeah. If you're able to leave day jobs and do what you're passionate about, that's
we're blessed. We'll put it that way. We work our rear ends off. It's not sitting here falling in our lap and people aren't knocking on our doors. But I don't think people will appreciate it as much if you sat on your rear end and didn't work your butt off to get where you want to go. So it's a lot of hard work, but there's a lot of great rewards. We're meeting so many great people, and people just appreciate the music that we're bringing to them. It's nice to have people run up and say, "Oh my word, I haven't heard that song in years, and thank you so much for the memory." And we're getting so much of that, and so we're just happy about that.
Yeah, we work this like a job. I mean, we work this music like 8 hours a day. We started our own music company, our own agency, Main Act Entertainment. We have our own record label, and we decided, hey, we're going to do everything ourselves and see what we can do with it, and so that's what we do. So we spend a lot of time behind the scenes, making things happen for ourselves, knocking on the door,
Now, are you all self-managed? Do you rely on
Yes.
Okay, so no outside source or company that binds you?
Well, so far we've been doing everything ourselves. We just have a deal we made with an agency out in Denver, Colorado, who's going to start helping book us too. So it's we're getting to the point it's hard to handle some of it, So we are looking for some outside help.
Well, when's the next gig coming up?
We have a show. Let's see, today's Monday. Wednesday. We have a show Wednesday and Saturday this week, and let's see. I think next week we have 3 or 4 shows. But yeah, the most recent one coming up is Wednesday.
Well, I should preface that since most of the people that we get to are around the Louisville, Kentucky area. When's the next gig that's going to be within driving distance of Louisville, Kentucky?
That is, I think that is, well, I don't have my calendar right in front of me, but I believe it is towards the end of the month. I'm going to run get my calendar and let you talk to Jack real quick. Hang on.
Now, Jack, Jack, how have you played? You all played in Louisville recently?
Yeah, we've played several shows there. We're doing some senior stuff there for some of the senior citizens. We did a few shows there in Louisville, Knoxville, not Knoxville, Lexington.
Right.
And so.
It looks like we are in Louisville on August 19th, which is Friday, and that's actually at a retirement place that day at 2:00. So if you have anybody that wants to come over and hang out with us, come on.
Just bring your wheelchair. Walker.
Hey, they'll still make some noise.
Kevin, this will be a perfect opportunity to do that idea you were talking about. Like if you go to like big events or something, the nursing home would also allow you to wear Depends and just go to the bathroom where you sit.
That's right. Yeah.
Where did that come from, Russ?
You're talking about, you hate going to porta pots and stuff like that. You did wish you could just wear Depends and just go wherever you were. That wasn't you? I thought that was you.
Yeah. Okay.
And
yeah.
Oh, and while we're talking about shows, we have a show on the 27th here in the Nashville area that will be outside on the patio at a local establishment in Nashville. It's called Halftime, in case anybody wants to come on out and join us.
We're not that far from you.
No, Nashville is a happening town. I love going to Nashville. All right, Jack, Rebecca Mae, share with us real quick social media. How would we all find the lovely couple online?
Okay, I don't know if you have a pen or a pencil, but here you go, everybody. There's
Go
lots
for
of places you can find us. You can find us at www.mainactentertainment.com, and that's MAINACT entertainment.com. You can find us at Reverb Nation. You can find Jack Lawless on Reverb Nation or Rebecca Mae on Reverb Nation. Let's see, Lawless and May on Facebook. Where else? YouTube. Lots of stuff on YouTube. If you just search Jack Lawless and Rebecca Mae, lots of stuff will come up. Christmas tunes, all kinds of stuff. The original tunes. Where else there, dear? I'm on Twitter and Instagram. My Twitter is Rebecca Mae at Rebecca Mae 7, and my Instagram is Rebecca_Mae1. I think that's
what was
it.
your Twitter again? Wait, what was your Twitter again, Rebecca?
It's at Rebecca Mae 7.
7. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think where else. I think that pretty much covers it. If you Google Jack Lawless and Rebecca Mae, you can come up with all kinds of stuff.
You can find a lot of stuff on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, and our originals are, for those of you that want to know, you can find them on iTunes and Amazon and CD Baby. And I got to share with the world here at the moment. The very first one that we released in 2014, It's a Good Thing, which is on iTunes, Amazon, etc., just got approved for Pandora Radio, which it took them about 2 years to go through the approval process. So it's not an easy process. So we were so excited, and it was interesting because when they said, "You've been approved," I went, "For what?"
For what? Yeah.
so we're excited. We're excited. We have lots of people hitting us up out there on Pandora. So if you're in earshot, you want to search on Jack Lawless and Rebecca Mae, and that's MAE for those of you that want to know. And you can find us out there on Pandora, and it's a good thing.
It's a good thing, and people stay tuned.
I can share that link with you too, Kevin, if you'd like to put that out on your blog.
Yeah, send me all the links, and I'll add it to our show thread. And once again, people listening, once I get the show uploaded sometime Tuesday, check out the end of the show. I will be putting the 3 original tunes from Jack and Rebecca Mae. Guys, you guys are like the epitome of a loving couple. Times gave me a cavity. You two gave me a cavity on how sweet you all were to each other. Plus, they didn't bait, which to credit to them. No controversy, no TMZ sound bites from this couple. So, but it was still good. It was very good. But I'm so glad to talk to you guys, and let's stay in touch. We'll cross paths very soon.
I hope so, and we appreciate you letting us be on with you and having us on, and do come over and visit us in Louisville or down here in Nashville if you ever get around to it. It's great to meet you.
We do
Absolutely.
We do so many shows. We do a lot of private events and stuff too. So We do everything from house concerts and stuff. So it's just trying to get a public thing that's close by happening to invite people to. So
we will cross paths sooner than later. So, but Jack, Rebecca Mae, you all came on and were great. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
All right. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Again, Russ, expanding our horizons, giving, in this case, a married couple who clearly are connected, physically, emotionally, craft, and that's a cool thing that they get to do something like this together. And,
I mean, it's hard enough. I mean, me and my ex-wife ran a roofing company together, and couldn't. That wasn't anything that either of us were all that passionate about. But it was rough. So to be into something that you love and you're passionate about, and with someone you love, and you basically work with them and have to, have them in your personal, every moment. It's just, it's got to be hard. That's why I'm sure they figured out a way to have a good balance with it. It's pretty impressive.
I agree. All right, rounding third and heading for home on our podcast. A couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, we had my guy Remy Michaels on. Remy out of Canada. He is. I think we're on to something here, because I like conversation with Remy, and his mic's on, and I'm gonna give a shout out for him. But Remy does all of these cool trips and adventures and hiking. He is clearly living a dream by just getting to go places, experiencing life, and documenting it like crazy on social media. Remy's in the Zion National Park in Utah. Remy, how high are you right now, elevated wise?
So who's there? Kevin, Russ?
It's me, Russ, Kevin and Russ.
Where's Tiffany? Where'd she go?
She is. She took the night off. She was tired. I tried to get her on.
Oh my God, geez! I was thinking all of her eyes are going to be glaring at me, but they're not. So.
I know. Yeah,
anyways,
I know. She got amazing eyes. But yeah, not tonight, but another night. What's up with you, bro?
Anyways, I'm currently in Angel's Landing. Like, I'm doing the full Angel's Landing trail tomorrow. It's absolutely insane. But I just got to Utah. I actually just got to Zion a few hours ago, and I was very stiff from my flight and the drive. So I thought I'll do a little warm-up run for tomorrow morning. So I went out for a 5-mile run. I'm going to tell you something. It was phenomenal. I think Jesus spoke to me, and I'm going to tell you why. I came around this bend. Kevin, wait till you see the pictures I'm going to post in a couple hours. I came around this bend, and I ran into, get this, I counted 14 bighorn sheep.
Oh.
Like literally right in front of me. I'm like, are you kidding me? And they were like on the side of the wall. They looked like they were glued. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And they didn't care that I was there. Wait till you see the pictures I'm going to post.
Wow.
Insane.
Are you running
me out?
Are you by yourself doing this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is, I'm glad it's pitch black over here, by the way. And I was telling you, Kevin, when you didn't have the mic on, I checked my cell phone. I had 0 signal. I'm there. Are you kidding me? And I'm thinking, I'm going to be on in 20 minutes. I got to start running. So I ran up to this cliff base, which literally I felt like Sylvester Stallone running in Rocky up the hill, okay, to get there, to finally have some cell phone coverage so I can call you guys. So don't ever say that, I don't give an extra 100% if I have to.
Team player. And Russ, I don't know about you. He sounds like he's in the next room, that clear.
Oh, yeah. You know what? This time, actually, I'll tell you something. Last time I was using my my headset. This time I'm not. So I'm risking radiation full fledged here. So just for you guys, see, I'm taking it full tonight. Total team player.
He's risking a
Tuma.
Yeah, and just so you know, just so I have a good signal, I'm standing on my right leg and my right arm is up. Okay, so I'm just to let you know that, just so I have a good signal.
That take a selfie. I want to see that look at this moment. You got to do
Kevin,
it for
it's
me.
Pitch black. It is pitch black here. Okay, I mean,
You
literally, you wanted me to tell you what it's
on your. You got a flash on your phone, right?
Well, yeah, thanks. No, I brought actually flashlights with me in my backpack because I had a feeling it was going to get dark by the time I got back, because going down is going to be a little treacherous. So I want to be able to survive to get back to eat and get ready for tomorrow morning, because tomorrow morning I'm going to be doing the Narrows in Zion, which is an absolutely insane trail. It's rated in the top 5 in the U.S. for difficulty and being strenuous. It's I'm really actually looking forward to it. It's pretty crazy.
Well, you bring up a good point, because these hikes, these adventures that you take, there's a rhyme and reason. They're not easy. They're not, there's not something that the novice can probably do. I probably couldn't handle that. So what is your rhyme and reason when you pick these specific locations?
Well, you know what? It's like when we chatted a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned that, the big reason I do these things is basically because, you gotta enjoy your life. You gotta live life. And you know what? When you go through experiences in your life that are negative, you know what? As you rebuild your life, you try to go and do the things that make you happy. And I'm going to let you in on something. Like I do a lot of stuff for different charities, and one of them is the Cancer Society, not just the Canadian Cancer Society, but the American Cancer Society as well. There's a facility in Las Vegas, actually, that I visit every time I go. And I'll tell you what my affinity with that is. And my dad passed away, it's almost 7 years ago, of lung cancer. And never sick in his life, and all of a sudden he's got it. And they called it environmental cancer. Never smoked in his life, and that kind of devastated our family. Everybody picked up. My mom was just getting back to normal, but then, if you can believe this, 2 years later, I ended up getting cancer. Okay, and everyone looked at me and went, "Jesus, look at this big guy. He's healthy, this and that." And mine was job related, more than likely because of 9/11. All right. Now, I'm 100% cured and I'm fine, but I taught myself after that, you know what, I'm not going to complain about things anymore. There's people that complain all the time, and, there's haters, as we all know, and there's people that support you, etc. But what I do now is, by doing these runs, I'm trying to show people that, you know what, you can rise up just like anybody. Like Lance Armstrong. I met him a couple of years ago, actually, and whatever people think about him is their opinion, but in my opinion, the guy's a survivor as well. Great guy. He was very polite when I met him, and he kind of motivated me as well in my journeys. But largely, like I said, Kevin, I do these because there's people out there that go through problems every day. Okay. Illness and cancer, or whatever you want to come up with. And you know what? It's easy to throw in the towel and give up. It really is. And it takes a strong person to actually rise up and say, "Hey, you know what? I'm not going to go this way. No, that's not the way I'm supposed to do." And you know what? That's a fighter is going to win all the time. And I've always been a fighter. So having said that, I try to instill the same philosophy in people that I meet. Everywhere I go, it's to show that the fact that the impossible is possible. You just got to put your mind to it, your heart, and your soul. And when you can do that, you're at peace. Now,
I do think one thing that has to be in the equation is the people you surround yourself with. And
yes.
Russ, you ready to go hike?
My question to Remy was going to be, because I love what he's saying. I love the positive, the positivity. What percentage would you give to attitude? I mean, obviously your attitude is a positive, move forward, don't let anything distract you, go towards your goal type of attitude. It seems like it would be almost 90%. Everything that someone in your position does have to be a majority about just a positive attitude. What would you say to that?
Well, 100%. But you know what? It comes down to you know what? I regard myself as I was born a fighter, and I'll tell you why. I was born very premature, 54 years ago. My birthday was last week, remember? So, I'm lucky I survived back then, because now when children are born premature, and I was very small. I think my mother always throws it at me. I think I was like 3 pounds, 3 ounces or so. I wasn't a very big infant, okay?
Wow.
By standards then, I basically was in the incubator for a while, etc. So as far as I'm concerned, I've always been a fighter. I was born a fighter. And I think that's part of what I carried throughout my life. And I'll tell you something, with regards to the positive attitude, Russ, that's developed. And I'll tell you why, because, it's easy to look at the world with rose-colored glasses. And I used to be that way. I was very naive and, let a lot of people walk over me and stuff. And then the minute you're in trouble with something, the haters come out. And right away they point fingers at you and make accusations and stuff like that. And they don't acknowledge the positive stuff. So, this is the way life is. Life goes in cycles. You eventually learn to purge all the negativity and surround yourself with positive. I'm very fortunate. I've got a good group of people out there that support me. I mentioned last time, Kevin, Sophia, Vicky, who wonderful people. You know what I mean? These are positive people. Whenever I talk to them, like, despite the fact that they're going through their own personal demons as well, like Sophia's mother has Alzheimer's, you know what I mean? It's tough,
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You see the strength within. So what I'm saying is, when you surround yourself with people like that, it rubs off. And I hope that I can rub off on people in that way. And you know what? Maybe strike a nerve with them to say, hey, I'm going to do this. You know how many people I've influenced, literally, like in the last few years, to start training and changing their diet and stuff, and they all look at me like, wow. And, they think I'm bulletproof. But when I mentioned the cancer, and again, it wasn't a common form of cancer, but it's something that, again, a bunch of us from 9/11 basically got the same thing, and it's something that got through our equipment, and basically it was a form of skin cancer, okay? And, I remember when I was diagnosed, it was like, yeah, okay. But I'll tell you something, I had people close to me in my life at that time who basically bailed on me. It's like, okay, you know what I mean? So my point is, when you go through life, you find the good people, you find the bad people. And people will always point fingers at you and accuse you and yell at you. And you know what? I'm too old for that now. I just, like I said, surround myself with positive things. And these journeys and these runs that I do, it's because people love to hear the stories. People love to see the pictures. Because, Kevin, when we mentioned this last time, these are things that a lot of people will never see or never do in their lives because they're too busy.
Agree.
Life moves very quickly. So you know what? I'm more than happy to share with them my experiences so they can see, how beautiful this planet is. Like I was so excited flying today to Las Vegas, meeting my friends over there, high-fiving, fist-pumping everybody, and then bang, I'm in the car to drive to Utah, and I come here and I swear to God, like I said, going for this run was like a spiritual experience. The last thing on my mind was to run into a bunch of bighorn sheep, and it just freaked me out. Like, I was floored. I'm not kidding you. I'm like, this is crazy. Because it's not something you see every day.
Be honest, Russ. I'm a fan of Remy. What he's doing, what he's documenting, I think is a cool thing, and he is reminding me that he is at going to places that I will never go. I won't experience these, in real life what he documents. I'm not going to experience that. I do follow him, and I do love all the images and his stories that he's telling, because I know Remy just, we met online and we've connected in a lot of ways. And, he's very sincere. He's a stand-up guy. He's doing what he wants to do. What I get out of this, Russ, is that this is a guy that I can bring on the show, and it's just going to spread good karma. It's going to just, remind us that there are things out there that we could all be doing. We could do a little more. And if we do a little more, we might be a little more happier. And to me, Remy is good vibe for the show. And and plus I like the notion, Remy, and you and I will talk, that once you get to one of these gigs that you're doing in, this location, or you go to some crazy location, I love the notion that on a Monday night that you're in the middle of somewhere very cool and you're calling in and giving us the status of where you're at and how you're feeling, and the beauty of what's surrounding you, and in this case running into animals in the middle of the night. That's real, and that's cool, and I'm very happy for you. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to cut you off, Kevin. You know what I'm very happy about right now? That there's no mosquitoes around. Because I would be gone. Yeah. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, I'm actually quite shocked. I'm thinking, geez, where are the mosquitoes? And it's
what's the
nice
weather
night.
like there? What is
beautiful.
It like out there?
It was close to 100 here this afternoon, but it's cooled down really. Yeah, it's probably now, I would say it's probably in the low 60s in Fahrenheit.
Oh shit, that's really good.
But it's the mountain range. That's why the mountain. So
the mosquitoes actually are at a convention in Florida. Michael Rubio said some dumb shit, so they're at a Zika convention down in Florida.
Nice. I like that. Perfect. Yeah. So, but yeah, I hope I didn't freak you out with some of the information I passed on today, but it was important. And one reason I mentioned the cancer thing is because I got really pumped up about something today, and I'll tell you what it is. Like this morning when I landed in Las Vegas, one of my friends, Mel, I mentioned him last time. The guy's wonderful, sets me up with everything, etc. And I ended up going to the Sunrise Medical Center, which is in Las Vegas. It's a cancer hospital, which as I mentioned, I go several times. Every time I go to Vegas, I go there and I try to spread cheer to these people, because I'll tell you, after my dad passed away, it was the hardest thing in my life, to have to walk into a hospital and see people suffering from cancer. And you know what? That bothered me a little bit, because I'll tell you, I've known friends that have had loved ones pass away, and they don't go see them in the hospital. They're like afraid. Mm-hmm. And it's not contagious, but I think it's the fear of seeing it and the fear of death, Let me say something to people out there. We're all going to die, Like Jim Morrison, what did he say? No one gets out of here alive, all right? Mm-hmm. And that's the absolute truth. Now, the fact is, especially with the cancer, we all carry the gene. People don't realize that. It's what triggers the disease. So, sorry, that is a genetic defect in our DNA. And there's not a single person on this planet that's not capable of getting it. So my point is, and to the listeners out there, if you got a loved one in the hospital or diagnosed with it, don't treat them like a leper. Go see them, try to cheer them up, and you know what? You'll feel good at the end of the day. And like you mentioned earlier, Kevin, it's karma. And I'll tell you something, to continue that story from this morning, I went there specifically to see a woman there who works for the American Cancer Society. She just lit me up when she told me something. I had tears in my eyes. There was a gentleman that I went and saw. It would be about 3 months ago, the last time I was in Vegas. And this guy, it breaks my heart, 31 years old, 4 kids, and married, and he was diagnosed with cancer. And this guy was fighting it, and this woman, Evelyn, who's the one from the Cancer Society, at the time, she goes, do you think you can go in there? I gave him a fire hat, I gave him a couple things, try to cheer him up. And you know something? When I left, apparently I lifted his spirits so much, he convinced himself that he wasn't going to, go this way. And you know something? He got out of the hospital, and you know what? He's fighting it, and he's in remission. I couldn't believe that.
Wow.
And this was a guy, I'm going to tell you something. When I saw him, he looked near death. And it broke my heart, because I walked out of there. I'll tell you something. When I go out of these places, I cry. I'm man enough to admit that. You know what I mean? Like, it's seriously, because you just see the fear in people's eyes, and you just see, like, they think the end is near, and you know what I mean? And I don't know. Right. So again, with what I'm doing and what I do, if I can instill just a little bit of positive and help people appreciate life and realize that, you know what, come on, get that little fight in you. And you know what, sometimes it's just one little trigger mechanism that can change a person's mind. Yeah. So it made me feel really good today about that, and Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, hey, life, one of my hashtags, Kevin, is life is a journey. You're damn right it is. You know what I mean? So you make the most of it, you make the best of it. And you know what? It comes down to this too. It's the quality people that you meet along the way. One of the things I tell everybody, and you're letting me do one of my sermons again. I like that, Kevin. Anyway, one of the things I always tell people is, and I believe
you're cutting into Remy. For the record, your sermon cuts into Russ's sermon time. Just let you know.
Oh, geez, I know he's listening. He probably wants to slap me. But that's the last thing I'm going to say. There's the last thing I'm going to say, and then Russ can cut in and say something. Yeah. Anyways, I always tell people, this is the way you got to think about life, okay? As I said, and as Jim Morrison said, nobody gets out of here alive. So you know what you got to do? And from this day forward, maybe this is what we should all do, okay, is fill your mind with as much positive things as you possibly can. Because I'll tell you something, the mind is something that even we don't understand. Apparently we only have like 20 or 21% capability. Russell might know what we have as far as capability. I think Albert Einstein was around 30% capability of his brain. But the reason I'm saying that is your mind is a recorder. Every single thing you see and you do is recorded in your brain. Now, if there's truth to the fact that you always hear people say that when they were on their deathbed or in a near-death experience, they always say, my life flashed before my eyes, okay? Well, I'll tell you what, fill your mind full of good thoughts, positive vibes, whatever, so that when it flashes before your eyes, you're going to be smiling. There you go. That's my little philosophy there. So, Russell, cut in, buddy. Yes. I need to hear from you.
Well, what I'm taking away, because I struggle with it myself, is I try to be positive in all aspects of life. I've always been an optimistic person. When you get, I'm 42 now. I have a 5-year-old little girl. It's my only child. Got a lovely wife, and just with the day-to-day struggles of life, I notice a lot of people falling into negativity, and I'll admit my fault right away. I can be positive until someone else is negative for either negligent or selfish or irresponsible reasons. When I see someone else negative that affects my immediate circle, then I become really negative, because one of my character flaws is to fight negativity with negativity instead of trying to kill them with kindness. I have about my threshold is about 2 sentences of positivity to someone who's being negative, and if they don't right the ship, then I become what my wife would call the devil. She'll say you absolutely freak out when somebody's being negative for selfish reasons.
But if I can say this, that's not a character flaw, and I'll tell you why. Because you just got to look at the world we live in. Okay, it's no longer a simple life. Okay, if it was 100 years ago, life was simple. It's no longer simple. It's complicated. It's all about money. People are driven by that, greed, etc. And you know what? As I mentioned before, don't turn CNN on, because when you turn it on, it's pressing. All you hear is about this happened. These people got killed. There was this. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's hard not to stay positive when you're surrounded by negativity. And that's literally what happens. It bums everybody out. Trust me, it bums me out. You know how angry, like you guys know, I love animals, and I'll tell you something. I just cringe when I hear stories of elephants in Africa and lions getting slaughtered, because I've been there, and it breaks my heart, because to me those people are evil. So you know what? There's a lot of evil on this planet. But you know what? Try to surround yourself with good. I know it's not easy all the time, because, evil always tries to creep in, but you really got to train yourself to catch yourself. So, Russ, when you're feeling that negativity, I know it's easier said than done. You know what I mean? I do the same things. Sometimes you got to really catch yourself. You know what I mean? And you know what? Since you got a 5-year-old daughter, don't catch yourself for yourself. Catch yourself for her. Okay? Yeah. Think about her and the world that she's growing up in. And be positive that way. So, man, I'm really doing speeches. I got to stand on top of mountains all the time here.
That was great.
I'm
I love the positivity.
I'm waiting for the raccoons and the bears and everything else to come out here and start clapping. Where are they?
Well, check this out, Remy. I can't give you raccoons or bears or lions and tigers. Oh my! But what I can give you is a lovely co-host with beautiful eyes and a lovely voice who just called in to say hi.
Oh, really?
Hello.
Oh, there she is. Oh, geez, you can't see, but I got a big smile on my face.
Hi guys, how are y'all doing?
And you know what? I got to tell you something. I'm looking before Tiffany chimes in on her wisdom. I'm going to tell you, I'm looking up in the sky right now, and it's absolutely ridiculous. The stars I'm seeing.
Do you see Saturn and Mars?
I don't know what I'm seeing. I'm seeing everything. So,
Remy, I thought you were supposed
you.
to be like a comet show or something there.
It is.
Oh,
this is part of the.
It's
part of the
Perseid.
Correct. Yes, it's happening all week. So here in Zion, it's beautiful. I can see the Milky Way to my left. It's just crazy. That's all I can tell you. Oh, there's the Big Dipper.
Can
I tell you all a secret?
Yes, go ahead. You're in Zion National Park.
Okay, Zion National Park. Okay, so last year at this time, this is when all of my crazy shit started happening.
Wow.
And this is the week that got me back into radio. This is the week that led me to Kevin and all of you guys. So, happy anniversary.
So are you saying, Tiffany, are you saying that this light show, cosmic show, there is something that's triggering something within you?
Maybe.
You think?
Maybe.
Now you know you might feel some of Russ's get some flack from.
I'm on board tonight because every time he says Zion, I start thinking about Neo in the Matrix. You know, I'm thinking Mr. Anderson. I'm just waiting for take the red pill or the blue pill or whatever.
Yes.
Which one?
Hey,
would you
I got to warn you guys about something. I have to jump in and warn you about something. There's so many meteors. I'm not kidding you. It's ridiculous display tonight. So if my phone cuts off, it's because I got a hit. Okay, just to let you know.
He got hit.
So I like to forewarn you guys. You know, I don't like to be rude, suddenly disappear from the phone. Right?
What hell of a way to go, Remy. You'll go down.
You know what? Hey, if that's the way God wants it, what can I say? You know what I mean? You go out with a blast. I mean, what's wrong with that? Well, in this case, with a big rock knocking me out. So
at least we got.
I mean, it's gorgeous. Like Tiffany, did you hear earlier on the telecast when I mentioned all the bighorn sheep that I saw on my run today?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God, I was running and literally I ran into 15 of them. It was crazy. I think it was 14 or 15. I can't. Yeah, it was insane. And they were like glued to the side of the wall, like the cliffs and stuff. I got some fabulous pictures. So when I got an opportunity, I'm gonna throw some on Instagram. You guys are gonna freak. Honest to God, I could not believe how close I was to these things. I didn't even care.
Do you have a gun?
You know, actually, what's that? No, I don't need the gun. No. My friends in Canada call me. My friends in Canada call me the animal whisperer. So I just we had a quick conversation. Actually, the alpha male, he kind of put his hoof up, like giving me a high hoof salute, which was really nice. So,
do they only do that to vegans? This is what I want to know. Do they only give you the high hoof to vegans?
Yes. Yes. That's
Everybody
what it is.
else, like they just jump off the cliff and run as far as they can, huh?
Well, can I tell you something? I was actually told this by somebody in Africa. Predators can smell your pheromones off your skin if you're a meat eater.
I have very, very, very strong pheromones.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that you might have misinterpreted that high hoof.
Yes. No, it was a high hoof salute. It was full fledged.
If you do decide to follow through on the high hoof and get a little closer, go ahead and turn the video camera on, and before you take your last breath after getting just headbutted by a bighorn ram.
I'll make sure I have my GoPro on it, and somebody will find it.
Send that file.
It'll be like lost footage. Somebody will find it, and make a movie out of it.
Yeah.
Just turn your Wi-Fi on.
Yeah.
I thought it was a friendly ram.
Yeah.
friendly. All right. Well, Remy, tell us, and you got a cool gig coming up on a Monday night. You know you're going to be somewhere on a Monday night where you can call in at 11-ish. Tell us potentially where the next Remy location would be to where you'll be able to call into the show and make us jealous about where you're at.
Which day are you guys on again? I think you told me.
It would be
Monday.
For this. It would need to be Mondays.
What other days are you on? You're on Friday as well? Is that what you said? Or
we're on Friday,
Monday?
but unless you have a paranormal theme, unless you're like witnessing some really lights in the sky that's getting ready to beam
well, you know what?
You.
I will be in the Grand Canyon Friday night, so it will be very paranormal because I'll be seeing all the stars.
There you go.
We might buzz him in. Let's it. Friday night, Tiffany. Let's buzz him in and let him share some. Yeah, very cool.
Boy. Okay.
So you are definitely all right. Deal.
I have a very busy itinerary. You know what? I almost made a mistake too, Kevin. I got to tell you this. This is funny. When you told me what time to be on, which was 11 o'clock, I think you told me 11:10 Eastern time or whatever. Mm-hmm. I always forget when it comes to Utah, it's only a 2-hour difference. I'm coming from Las Vegas today, and I'm like, all of a sudden, and I'm listening on the radio. I'm driving.
3.
And
right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm coming into Utah, and I'm listening on the radio, and they gave the time. I'm like, no, that's not that time. And I look, oh my God, it's only a 2-hour difference. I better drive faster. So Tiffany, you have no idea what I had to do to make this phone call. Were you listening when I said I'm literally standing on the top of a cliff ridge about 3,000 feet up? I had to climb up it to get cell phone range.
Okay, now you're just bragging.
No, I'm not bragging because I gotta get back down now.
Now he's got to get in the dark.
Yeah, in the dark. I have flashlights though. Yeah. No, and you know what? No, I'm not running. I'm not running. Just to let you know.
Yeah. Please don't. No.
Yeah. Wow.
You need me to call you in?
I didn't bring any Band-Aids with me, so I'm kind of.
You need me to call you in like a rescue squad?
You know what? Being a firefighter and a paramedic for so many years, I am 911.
You are the rescue squad. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but thanks for the offer.
Right now, when Remy goes and meets chicks, he hands them his digits. They're only three numbers, but 2 of the numbers are the same. Yeah, I'm your 911, baby.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? That line is too smooth. I can't use it. That's your line.
No, yeah. You can.
I'm Russ, a shy guy. You know what I mean? I'm basically shy.
How would you deviate that line for him to work it?
If he meets a girl out on the trail, I figure they're pretty. I don't know. I've never met any trail girls, so usually
girls.
It's a big sausage fest on the trail whenever I've been there.
Oh boy.
God.
Wasn't that a show you guys did last week?
It was.
Mm-hmm.
It was. Yeah.
It was. I was listening. See, I got ears everywhere. See?
Mm-hmm.
We won't get into that right now.
No, not right now.
Last week was foreskin, wasn't it? Wasn't that the
foreskin? Yeah. And Dr. Ruth.
Dr. Ruth?
Yes.
Dr. Ruth. All right,
Dr.
Remy,
Ruth.
as you finish up in the Zion National Park, let's connect.
Yeah, I'm getting a little hungry here.
Yeah, let's connect in the next couple of days and get a time frame on when you can call in and hang with us on our Friday night paranormal show, and share with us.
Did you pack?
Go ahead.
Hold on, I got a question. How much tofu jerky did you pack?
Nothing. I told you last time. I came, like I said, when I came to Utah last time, if you remember, I think I mentioned it. When I came to Utah last time, I found two places that have not only vegan food, but organic food. It's fantastic. I could live in Utah.
We love organic food. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like this time I packed light, actually.
Well,
I just, I had enough room for an extra pair of socks this time. It was nice.
Extra pair of socks. All right, Remy, work your way back. Be safe, and we'll connect through the week and get our time together for Friday night.
Okay, I'm just going to give you the rest of the week that's coming up. So tomorrow morning, I'm getting up. I'm running the Narrows in Zion. Then I'm going to do Angel's Landing, which is absolutely, if you saw pictures of it, it's suicidal. Literally, the trail at the top of it is about 1.5 feet wide, and I'm not joking. So you can't be afraid. I'll have my GoPro. I'm going to have some great footage. And then I'm going to be doing Bryce Canyon this week, and then the Grand Canyon. And then I'm finishing it off with lying on my back, looking up at the stars, and calling you.
Love
guys.
it.
How about that?
Love it.
Calling it. There you go.
Unless of course I get hit by a meteor, so I can't predict that. What's going to happen.
Well, you know what?
Right.
I'm telling you, this week may bring new wonders to all of us.
Yes.
Okay.
And once again, Tiffany, happy anniversary, by the way, for joining up. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
And what's with those eyes? Those eyes are ridiculous, eh?
Oh, well, that's the alien.
You post those pictures and you post those pictures and I get
I've heard
scared.
come out of your mouth.
Eh?
The first, yeah. I'm like, wow.
What's up with those eyes, eh?
Hey.
I mean that in a nice way, not a bad way.
I know.
Obviously.
Oh, just on the humorous side, Remy, when you became a vegan, what did you do about craft dinner? Because I mean, that's got some dairy in it, I think.
Can you believe it or not? They have a vegan craft dinner now. I'm not lying to you.
Okay, there you go.
I've never tried it. I've never tried it, but they do have one.
It's got to be terrible. It's gonna have no butter. I mean, you can't have craft dinner without a little butter in there. Come on.
Just to let you know, I know Kevin likes me to let you guys know what I'm seeing right now. I see 2 pairs of eyes staring at me from the bush. I think it's a mountain lion. So I probably should get going. I don't know what it is. I could see it.
Jesus. Wait a minute. The show host in me would like to keep your mic live and just to see how you would navigate.
Down. Don't back down.
Remy, take care of yourself. Message me later when you get back to say you're okay, please.
Yes, I will. And thanks for having me on again. And
absolutely.
Whoever's listening out there, listen, keep listening. We have a great time here. As you can tell, everybody's having fun. And Tiffany, thanks for calling in. You made my night. So now I'm going to be able to make it down. Now I'm going to be able to make it down safely.
Amen.
You got it.
Amen.
All right.
Remy,
we'll see you on the flip side.
We'll see you on our flip side Friday side. So I'll be in touch.
You got it.
Take care.
Okay,
all right,
take care. Ciao. Bye.
Thanks, Remy.
At no time were any animals or people hurt during this presentation of Shooting from the Lip.
I do have to do a quick plug. The County Line this coming weekend, August 12th. The fabulous Hickbillys will be playing. And then Saturday, August 13th, Buck 90 Band will be the gig for that night. Get out there to the County Line. Chris Lucien, manager, bartender, will take care of you. It's a great, great venue for the country music scene. So you can follow the County Line on Facebook. Check them out. They're up to date with all their shows.
Some people start off with a big romance, a black tie wedding and a fancy dance. And it's off to an island in the deep blue sea. They get back home thinking that's how love should be. We got married in a country chapel, drove away in a beat-up car, bought a little house in our hometown, and settled down where we are. Our love is an everyday thing, taking each day as it comes, making it grow like a sweet red rose through the rain and the sun. It's so simple how we stay together, solid as a diamond ring. Our love is an everyday thing. everyday thing. Our love is an everyday thing, taking each day as it comes, making it grow like a sweet red rose through the rain and the sun. It's so simple how we stay together, solid as a diamond ring. Our love is an everyday thing. Our love is an everyday thing. Na 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 na. Daybreak Saturday morning, ain't nowhere we gotta be going. Waking up with you right next to me, well, it's a good thing.
Last night sure was something, the way you gave me all your loving. It's nice to know some things are meant to be,
like you and me, and it's a good thing. The hearts are true. Every little kiss means I love you, and every single touch still feels brand new. Well, it's a good thing
when you can say love keeps getting better every day. When it comes to us, it's plain to see. It's a good thing.
Na 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 na.
We made plans to stay inside, watch the world just pass on by, lock the door and let that telephone ring.
Well, it's a good thing. We both know in this modern age how easy love can slip away. It ain't gonna happen 'cause baby we believe in you and me, and it's a good thing. The hearts are true. Every little kiss means I love you, and every single touch still feels brand new. Well, it's a good thing
when you can say love keeps getting better every day. When it comes to us, it's plain to see. It's a good thing.
True. Every little kiss means I love you, and every single touch still feels brand new. Well, it's a good thing when you can say love keeps getting better every day, and when it comes to us, it's plain to see. It's a good thing. Na 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 na.
Yeah, baby, it's a good thing.
Na 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 na. Is the spin of the wheel, roll of the dice, the luck of the deal. We knew the stakes were high, but we bet it all, put our hearts on the line, only to find that we're two of the lucky ones. Two can say we've been lucky at love. We took a chance on a sweet romance, and when you're in
isn't always fair. It can still let you down, no matter how much you care. Fate must have been on our side, 'cause the feeling's too strong when we turn out the lights every night. 'Cause we're two of the lucky ones, two who can say we've been lucky in love. We took a chance on a sweet romance. When you're in my arms, I know that we beat the odds. We're two of the lucky ones. We took a chance on a sweet romance.
And when you're in my arms, I know we beat the odds. We're two of the lucky ones. We're two